my friends. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a great and fantastic day, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening when you are watching this. I truly do hope that you're doing great. It's been one of those months for me. I don't know about you, but this month, man, real life's kept me really busy between work and kids stuff. Like we just got back from a soccer tournament in southern Utah this last weekend, and just all this stuff. So I haven't been able to put the content out for you that I usually like to do. So thank you for that, but I'm back. We'll see if we can get back into a better rhythm with putting out content. As we know, this month is an event store month. We're all working on event store currency. Hopefully you lean more towards saving till the very end to spend your event store currency, because I want to talk about some of it. Scopely's actually added some pretty cool stuff this month that I think is super helpful. And I say that trying to not hype it up, but I have to be honest with you that most of the time it's very meh. It's like, really, come on, give me something worthwhile. This month, however, the additions, I don't want you to miss some of this stuff. And I want to talk specifically about the prime Dolomite particles. If you're on stream, come to my live streams, which I'm changing the schedule just a little bit. Personal reasons, I need to change it. So I'll be streaming, it looks like Wednesday nights and Thursday nights. So feel free to come and join us. But I talk a lot about the awesomeness of the prime Dolomite particles. They're hard to get, but they're in the event store. So I want to talk to you about the research, the possible research, as well as give you a free just PDF or whatever file that I threw together to tell you all the things currently at this moment, according to Spock's Club, all of the research that you have available to you with prime Dolomite particles. Some of it may be something you look at and say, you know what, I'm just going to free to play this, take a little bit more time, but some of it could be pretty impactful to your game. So let's hop in it. Let's talk about it. Why? Because the players matter. All right, so here we are in game. I've gotten rid of my camera. Let's go ahead and just pull up a couple of things here. Wanted to start by showing/reminding those who don't know, Spock's Club is an amazing resource for the community. Thank you for those involved with testing it, getting it going, and all the useful information that is constantly updated in there. You are true champions in Star Trek Fleet Command in the community. It's awesome. I use it all the time. So those of you who don't, it's a great resource for various things. I put some videos out about that. But the thing I want to make sure you know how to look up here is in this. If you go to Spock's Club, and you do have to, once again, you have to sync your data so that it pulls in the most current information. And there's tutorials how to do that here. I believe I even made a video about that, and I talk about it once in a while. So anyways, what you want to do is you come in here to resource allocation, and then you can go for various resources, whatever you're looking for. It has parts, it has it has materials, it has particles, artifacts, all sorts of stuff is in here. Okay, but if we start typing prime Dolomite particles, right there it is. There she blows. All right, get a little bit of pirate in there. Come on, we're family. You can forgive me for being a pirate once in a while, right? Okay, so it shows how many total particles you need. It might look a little different for you. You can say whether you want to show everything or just the ones you need to work on. I went with everything so I could get a good list for you all. You can choose whether you want ops restricted if the research or whatever you're looking at is restricted in some way by operations level. So I decided not to do that, just kind of left it as is. And so there's all these researches: prime export credit efficiency, prime structure, shield health boost, prime efficient ship parts. So we'll talk about some of these. Okay, so fantastic resource. You can come and find what you need in there. Okay, before we talk specifically about those, let's hop into the event store real quick. I want to just really quickly talk about the new additions, things that I think are value. These obviously do have some value, the Apex Pulse and Echo Beam. Beryllium Sphere, you can get that through your regular turn-in, so it does have sourcing. Sourcing is, in my opinion, better than Prime Dolomite Particles. Ferengi Whip, it definitely lets you, I think we've done a video about this, but definitely lets you mine concentrated latinum like crazy fast. Once you're at a higher level, it's not so much about mining as fast as possible, because you can use your turn-ins in the export store to get what you need for that. I would say in the low 40s, maybe up into the 50s a little bit, depending upon your research and how much you've completed. Definitely helpful to get your concentrated latinum, so you can keep getting that daily pull of latinum to help you out with what you need in game. So that's definitely helpful. But what it does is it unlocks the refinery excuse me, so that you can get as many of kind of some free to play sourcing for forbidden tech, various tech in the game that can be really helpful. So PvP, mining, other things are in there, so that is definitely something you want to get. I would also, since there's an event for the NSCA Protector, I wouldn't worry about that here personally. It had decent sourcing. You can actually work towards that. The Vindicator Blueprints is something I would also consider in this edition. The reason why is, especially, it depends, right? If you're finding fun and you're finding good participation with your alliance in the what you call it, the arenas, you may be able to have regular sourcing to be able to unlock this free to play. They had apparently had some testing where they tested in the EU servers the option, I guess, of being able to join with not just your alliance but your whole server, other people on your server. Apparently that flopped, so that's still coming, but it might be easier to source it going forward if they're able to fix that and make it so that people on the same server, you have more people that can join your group than just your alliance. So that definitely has possibilities. It's very difficult to upgrade though, but what it does is it gives you sourcing for fleet commanders that you maybe have not unlocked yet, as well as a daily drip and a small drip as it is for skill points for those commanders, officers, whatever, commanders, I guess, fleet commanders. So yeah, that's something you'll have to decide how well you're able to source that. For me, the top value is the Prime Dolomite Particles, and let's talk about it. Sometimes I've seen some packs, and I've mostly, now I have bought some of the, I have spent some real world money to get some of the Dolomite Particles. It sucked me in on that. Dang it. I'm human. Forgive me. Anyways, but mostly I free to played it just by going through, where is it here? In the X-Borg, spending my credits. There we go. So on these mega chests, since I'm a G6 player, I have options for more. I ran out of epic credits because I've been saving some of my turn-ins for tournaments. So that kind of shot me in the foot a little bit there. But for example, if I have the credits, I can get 80 every like 5 days on this. The G5 mega chest, for those in that range, if you double pull this, you can get 60. And I think is it 40 for, yeah, 40 if you double pull it. So a little bit better for each level or grade as you will. There's also, I believe, like a small 10, where is it? Right there, 10. It's not much, but it all adds up, right? And the packs I usually see, I think I saw a deal once where you could get like double the amount of Dolomite for a $100 pack, but most of the time it's been, okay, it's a $100 pack to get 1,200 Dolomite particles. And so if you remember, I need like 12,000 basically. Oh my gosh. How much money is that gonna be? So I think it's a fantastic addition to the game. I don't want you to miss out. The Dolomite particles are one of the best, in my opinion, things that you can actually get in the event store to help your game out. Obviously, officers are always like key because ships don't last, but officers have much more lasting ability. PvP not as much because they keep coming out with new officers, right? But anyways, let's talk about some of the stuff you can unlock. So once again, this, let me zoom in, try and make that a little bit bigger, and we'll center it a little bit. And trying to remember, yeah, let's get rid of that. There we go. Okay, hopefully that's good. I just took a screenshot, so I happen to have 390 right now, so that's the only reason why that says 390 right there. But this is just an example of what the particle looks like. So research you can unlock with prime Dolomite particles. Let's go through it. So my favorite two that I have really been working on, maybe we'll just go through it and we'll talk about all of them. And I'll point out the ones that I think have the greatest value. Prime X-Borg credit efficiency increases the base cost efficiency of X-Borg faction credits in research. So that's going to help you with your research in the X-Borg. There's a lot of great research in there, so I think this is a great one to get eventually. It's probably not one I would focus on immediately, but it's a good one to have to help you with that research. Otherwise, you're going to have to balance out if you're spending any of your X-Borg credits on things, or you're just saving for research. So you might come to a point in the game where you've worked on other things and you don't want to come back to this because you finished the research, and that's fine. Has one level, 50% bonus, 1,200 prime Dolomite particles. Prime structure, this has a decent percentage. There is a lot of research in the game for whole health, so you may not get as much value out of this as you think. So that's not what I would focus on immediately, but definitely something worth considering, because more whole health is more whole health, right? And so the more whole health you have, the longer you can hit hostiles, especially when you consider something like the Mirror Universe. So when you get some of the others, this is definitely something I think that is worth considering. So 2 levels, 400% total level 1, an additional 400 for a total of 800 at level 2 for 1,200 prime Dolomite particles each. Shield health boost, that can help if you're hitting higher level targets, so you have more shield, similar percentages as the whole health boost, 400 at 1 and 800 total level 2. This one's a little different, and I had to include this on there just for total information, but the first level is 1,200 prime Dolomite particles, and the second level is 1,800 astral prime particles. Watch out for this, because you can actually start to source these astral prime particles in tournaments. So you can, I think you can get 900 each tournament, because there's the max of the turn-ins with the cooldown. So you could stock up on these astral prime particles if you're looking at this and saying this could really help my game. So get some prime Dolomite particles now, and then save up those 1,800. Since we have tournaments going on right now, it's probably worth considering that you may want to grab some of those if you have the ability to do so and you don't have other things that are more valuable to you. The next two are fantastic. These are ones that I would recommend personally that you work on first. Ship parts are always a pain in the butt. They always hold you back. So this maxes out at 700% at level 10. I'm trying to remember this one. Yeah, this one is one of those where between level 1 and level 5, it starts out very cheap, and it kind of doubles or increases each one until you get to level 6. And between 6 and level 10, they're 1,200 prime Dolomite particles each. So this is really helpful, especially as you get to the higher tiers where you're getting rare ship parts. You need rare ship parts to tear up a ship. It can be very difficult. And so this can really help out with some of that, okay? There's also efficiencies like with Fleet Commander Lorca that helps out with some of this. So it kind of dilutes this value a little bit, I suppose, but still decent, great percentages. I would definitely consider focusing on this. Secondly, is the kind of the companion to that one is the ship engineering. Not only does it reduce the cost for crystal gas or for ship components, it goes all the way up to 1,000% and has the same kind of structure where it kind of starts off really cheap at 60 and goes up to 1,200 from level 6 to 10. But it also helps with dilithium, titanium. I don't see that it shows here. I just copied this. Oh, right there. Okay, so titanium right there. Titanium, that's the big one for me, is titanium. When you get to upper levels for ships, they get pretty expensive. We're talking like trillions. Starts hitting the trillions per upgrade. And so really getting this helps not just with your materials, which is obviously a bottleneck, but also titanium. There's been a number of times when I couldn't even upgrade something because I didn't have the titanium. I had plenty of materials, but I didn't have the titanium. So investing in this is super helpful as well. So you've got parts, you've got materials, you've got resources, efficiencies for all those. These two are ones that I would focus on first. So Syndicate Spike increases the amount of Syndicate XP obtained from the daily claim. Right now I'm getting 14,000. My plan is I want to be able to unlock this one because I need more Syndicate to move through the higher levels. After you get past level 45 with the new expansion they came out with, it's like over 2 million XP per level. And so the more Syndicate I can get daily, the better. We'll have to see how much that 400% affects it, but I'm planning to do that on tonight's stream. So watch out for that. Hopefully you can join me and my crew, my motley crew. Join us on live stream for stuff like that. I try to include fun things like that. And normally I like to do my claims in the morning, but I'm going to do that during stream, and we'll see what kind of percentages we can get, or what amount that 400% equates to. Hopefully it's a true 400%, but there's things that affect it, I'm sure, that we need to look into. Anyways, so more Syndicate is more Syndicate. Not one I would focus on immediately, but definitely one of the first ones after getting these two that I would get would be the Syndicate Spike. Fleet Readiness increases the base cost efficiency of Fleet Commander skill points when upgrading Fleet Commander abilities. They do start to get expensive, so that can be helpful. Fleet Refinery adds a daily refinery claim of uncommon, rare, and epic commander credits. I'm not as keen on this. Maybe it's because, you know, I just ran Borg solos all the time, stocked up to the point where I didn't need this. Personally, I think it's something you can free to play if you're patient, so that is up to you, but I wouldn't probably recommend it. Select ship sustainability increases base cost efficiency of Fuchsia parts, synthetic nitrium, ablative armor parts, plasma conduits, and USS Titan A parts. One level, 30% bonus, 1,200 prime Dolomite particles. Yikes. So if you want to upgrade those ships for those parts, you know, that can help. It's only 30% bonus, but it can speed along your process there. I wouldn't recommend that. I think just take those. My approach is a free to play, but if you've got the money and this is for you, then that's something else you can get with the Prime Dolomite particles from the event store. I wouldn't prioritize it for the free to play, but that's up to you. Prime Defiant ability efficiency increases the base cost efficiency of the Defiant's active ability. I don't use it that much anymore. Maybe if you're using it on a regular basis, this could be interesting to you to reduce that cost so you can boost more often with the Defiant. So if they ever came out with more things, then maybe that could be valuable. But for the free to play, I wouldn't recommend starting with that one. And then these two, it's interesting. I think sometimes people don't realize or neglect the value or how much damage you can really do with the isolytic. And so I think these two are actually great options. I would put them in the top 5 or 6 for sure. I mean, I would go for the ship parts and the resources / mats one here, the engineering. I'd go for those two. I'd go for the syndicate boost. And then I'd probably start working on these. So you're adding 5% at level 1 and a total of 10% at level 2. They obviously have added more isolytic stuff like the building. The DTI building adds isolytic damage to the game. So maybe this isn't as valuable as if you wanted to invest in the building and get bonuses from there. But more is more, right? So more isolytic damage, then increasing that can make a significant impact in your game, especially if you're hitting higher level targets or whatnot. And then reducing the incoming damage. So isolytic defense is something to consider as well. As they've as they came out with isolytic, it's really impacted the game. You can do a lot more damage or reduce the incoming damage, I guess, depending which one you're looking at here. So once again, recap, I would say the prime efficient ship parts and engineering are top. Syndicate Spike is also up there, as well as the isolytic damage and defense would be my top priorities for this personally. All right, let's get the camera back up there since I'm no longer in the way. So that's it. That's the video for today. A little bit longer than I usually like to make my videos because I know some of you don't like these long videos, but I've already put this this file, I guess it's not a link necessarily, unfortunately, but I've already put it in Discord in my infographics section, so you can go and you can check it out there. I'll probably share it out to the community as well just to make sure it gets out there. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you like any of the additions in the event store? Do you agree with my thoughts there? I mean, there's a lot to consider, but bottom line, I think if you don't get and hopefully they'll keep putting the Dolomite particles in event store in the future event stores, but I would grab as many as I could. I think the limit's 6, but I'd grab as many as I could this time around just to maximize. I mean, if we look at the event store, let's do that just real quick here on the video. But mine says limit 6. So if we do some quick math here, yay, I'm doing quick math. Don't turn away. I know you want to click away. Don't do it. Don't do it. Times 6. 135,000 events. So I have enough loot and I'll have some left over. So you'll have to decide if this is something that's worthwhile to you or not. But my personal recommendation is that if nothing else, if we talk about or just comment really quick on the ship parts and the resource and materials, oftentimes you need a stronger ship to be able to go up in levels, and you can't do that because you're held back by a bottleneck of ship parts or some type of a resource and materials. And so I would not ignore. In fact, my personal recommendation, it would be to max out the Prime Dolomite particles first, and then see what else you can get the events in the events store. So anyways, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and we'll talk to you next time.